we bring you the best of the best leaders in the industry to share their advice, their expertise, and give you some of the tools and all the amazing things that have worked for them in business so that you can also thrive. Welcome to 2022. This is the first show of the year. Very excited for what's ahead. And I am so happy to be here with Ramon Ray, founder of the Hustle magazine. Super excited to have him. He is a four-time founder, two exits. He is an author. He's a sought-out speaker. He's all over social media. Very a vibrant smile. And I love what he says that you always ask for a smile before you ask for a sale. And I am so happy to have him here. Welcome, Ramon. Thank you
Hey.
for joining us.
Hola, señorita. Thanks for having me. It's good to be here. And hello to the Ramon Ray audience. It's good to be here. And I can't wait to share insight and help everyone here grow their business or something else that I can help with. So thank you for seeing value and having me and being an amazing colleague. So thank you so much.
Yes, no, thank you. And everyone, I'm sure, is going to get a lot of value from what you have to say today. I was watching some of your podcasts or listening to the podcast and watching some of the videos, and I was just impressed with how much expertise and how much advice you have to share with the audience. So looking forward to share some of that with ours. And today we're going to be talking about how a business of any size can grow and scale. With the pandemic, we have seen a surge in small businesses, especially solopreneurs. And a lot of times, as business owners, we get overwhelmed by all the things that we have to do as business owners. And yes, we do have to do a lot, but that doesn't mean that we cannot be as successful as the larger business because we are small. So that's some of what we are going to talk about today. And I would like for Ramon to tell us how he helps his business clients, how he helps the community in that area.
Yeah, thanks for asking. I think the biggest help for business owners is to understand that business is hard, Ramona, as you know, and as those hopefully listening, it's tough. So I think just a mindset, getting it out of your mind that it's going to be easy. Oh, I'm not working a 9 to 5 job. No, 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 no. It's probably just as hard or harder to be in your own. I think that's one. And I think two, the biggest way I think I can help is understanding that when you have a system, when you have a process, that's what does make it easier in a way. I posted a video a few days ago, I think, that business should be boring. Some people didn't like me saying that, but I meant it in a fun way, that business is boring as far as once it's a system, it's a process, like you doing this show. You enjoy what you're doing, but every day you don't want excitement. Oh, the video doesn't work. Oh, camera doesn't work. Oh, my browser crashed. That's not the excitement we want, right? So I think those are two things I think that I'll go in length of more, of course, but I think one, understand that business is hard. And I think two, once you have systems in place and processes in place for those systems, business gets so much easier.
I like what you said about mindset, because when I started my own business, I was so afraid, right? I was like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do now? What if I don't get a client? How do I do this, right? I was panicking, and it took like 5 people to tell me that I could do it, right? So it's really hard to make that shift. How kind of a new business owner, someone who, you're a four-time business owner now, right? So this for you, you can start a business tomorrow and be like, yes, I'm successful. But someone who has not ever have a business, how can they shift that mindset?
Yeah, and I think there's two types of people that I've experienced, Ramona. And I think that the two people there's those of us, let's call it, who maybe have the mindset for it. We have a bit of experience in business and money and finance and marketing. No one's expert in it, but we get the game to a degree, like chess, right? I don't play chess, but I get the game to a degree. You got X number of little guys here, X number of little girls here, whatever you want to call them, guys or girls, and they got to move and you capture the king or queen. I get the idea. With practice, I'll get better. So those are people who you're always going to constantly learn, listening to podcasts like this or video like this. That's one set of people, Ramona. But then the other set of people I recently came across, and I've seen them for a while, but I recently had a longer conversation with this profile type. They didn't know really much about business. They thought they knew, but only after I exposed them to some of my networks on Clubhouse and some podcasts and books, they were like, oh, this is really the game of business. So I hope sometimes, by the way, my English is terrible. And I mean, like Ramon just says stuff that people like, what is he saying? So you can feel free to unpack and re-say what I'm saying. But to summarize, those who don't really know the game of business, those who need the most help, because for example, they think, you know what, I don't want my prices too high. Nobody's going to buy it. And they fight you and fight you until they understand, oh, I got to sell at a premium. So there's that who really doesn't understand the game of business. And then those like us, we just keep learning and keep innovating. Is that helpful?
That is very helpful. And I'm sure your English is bad because of the Spanish.
Yeah, because I'm so fluent in Spanish with the 27 words of Spanish that I know. That's exactly why it is. Yes, you're right.
No, your English is amazing. I should be saying my English is terrible. Uh,
Yeah.
Thank you for that. So, and you're touching on things that I so close to my heart because I have experienced some of these things as a new business owner 6 years ago. But how can um, a business owner stay motivated?
Mm.
So yes, in the initial phase of getting the encouragement to start a business and knowing that it's hard and being ready, but then over the next year or so, you're going to experience times when you're like, what am I doing? What do I do now?
Yeah, I think the encouragement and the mindset to go on is so important, Ramon. And I think this is why the two types of business I'm talking to today. I think of someone like my wife. Her name is Ronnie. She's an amazing, beautiful woman. She has a wreath hobby at ronswreaths.com. I just earned myself 2 brownie points. Whoa, I promoted my wife. But the point is that she doesn't like business, meaning it's not her core. She says openly, Ramon, the deliveries, the customer service, you got to go on the online shopping platform, Etsy, and upload it. That was kind of difficult. So she enjoys the wreath making, right? She enjoys the craft, like the baker who loves to bake, the lawyer who loves to stand in front of court, whatever it is. But the back office, the yucky part, like how the pork is made, quote unquote, that she doesn't like. So my point being is that you have to learn to like what's not likable. It's like, let's imagine LeBron James, someone whose name we all know. I'm sure he likes to go swish and make a 3-pointer or make a 7-pointer. I don't know anything about sports. But I'm sure he also likes, Ramona, to sit in an ice bath, to do those pull-ups and sit-ups. You get what I mean? Meaning the tough part that makes him swoosh, that makes what he's doing seem so simple. So you have to learn to love the back office, the unglamorous, the nasty part of business, as well as you love the craft of what you do. As a professional speaker, I speak all over the world on stages. I love speaking. But Ramon Ray ain't gonna speak nowhere unless he invoices a client, signs contracts, is on the 10th Zoom call with a client. Okay, Ramon, tell us again. Now, what are the 6 topics you talk about? You get what I'm trying to say.
That is so awesome. I just have one follow-up question for you. Who is LeBron James?
Yeah, I don't know. LEB something. He dribbles
Yeah,
his little leather ball and shoots it.
yeah. Is he like a business owner that I should know or an advisor? Let's talk processes and
Sure.
systems. I am a techie. I love everything that is automated. Either I do it or I ask someone to automate things for me. So I am really big on let's make processes and use systems to make processes efficient. How do you advise your clients to implement good processes and systems for scaling as
Yeah.
they are small?
Absolutely, and I love it. And I think, and I want to emphasize that we're scaling a small business. This is very important in the work that I do, the outgrowth of my latest book, which is Grow Your Solo. So it's not trying to scale to a big company, not trying to scale to be Uber or something like that. We're scaling, as my friend Seth Godin says, to the size you want. So I want to emphasize that, as you said. So I think, how do we do that? We all have processes, whether we like it or not. We have a process for our email marketing, a process for a podcast, a process for our customer service, a process to hiring people. We all have it. The beauty of it is when we can systemize it. Every day I wake up in the morning, Ramona, and I do a certain core things. I do read my Bible. I have my prayer. I do push-ups. I do stretches. I have my coffee cup of Cafe Bustelo, even though I'm not Colombian. I have all these things. But how can I systematize it? So let's take an example of a business owner that has a hiring process. Every year they hire 2 people, whatever, making a silly example. That's the process. So you don't forget to ask, do you have any questions? So you don't forget to give them a thank you card, systematize it. And this just is something like writing it down. It's putting it into a checklist. This is the other magical thing that happens, Ramona. So you can remove yourself out of the process. And I can say, hey, Ramona, You're now in charge of hiring, if that makes sense what I'm trying to convey.
Yes. And as a solo business owner, who do you delegate to? I would like to hear how you use outside resources for as a small business owner, as a solo business
Yes,
owner.
absolutely. And to be clear on the word solo, it's a political word as a word, not political, but it's more of a metaphor. What it's saying is we're not a 20-person employee company. That's what we're not, to be clear. So for me, I have a solo business. It's just me. But I do have a team of 5 contractors, 1099s, who also work with me to grow Smart Hustle and to grow what I'm doing. So how we grow that and how we do that, you find a team of people who are very, very dedicated. A team of people who say, you know what, Ramona, I love your mission. I love what you're doing. I want to work with you to help you grow what you're doing. And that's what I do. So, my team, I have my executive assistant who also serves as a project manager. Some people call it online business manager. And she also doubles because we have a small company handling our clients. So, that's Jamie. Then I also have my social media manager. He'll take like this discussion and things like this and take pieces of it with Ramona's permission, share it out to my community, and of course, link back to Ramona. I have a guy, his job is to do that. He'll do that. I have a video editor. I have a graphics person. I have an event manager. So I'm growing and I use people as the size that I need to be, if that was helpful.
That is awesome. And I like the idea of using contractors to be part of your team. And I would love to understand from you, how do you build the sense of the team, like when they're not your employees? Like, give us some tips on that.
2 things. You know what my team just told me a few days ago? Jamie said that, in fact. She said, every time Ramon has a team meeting, he asks us, how are you doing? How is your family? How's your husband? How's your kids? Hey, how was Becky's baseball game? Julian, did he get to the hospital yet? He asks. He's talking about me. So, Ramona, let's say I'm hiring you to be head of marketing. I need Ramona. I need her to serve me. The only way she's going to serve me and do what I need is if I serve her. If her husband, if her kids, if her tooth still hurts, if her baby's still sick, I'm last. So the more Ramona knows, Ramon cares about me. He's invested in me better. And 2, I must say, I do my best during the holidays. I send extra money, meaning a tip or whatever you want to call it, bonus or whatever. I do things like that. Thank you cards. One of my team members is in Tanzania. Okay. There's a lady who I heard at a convention. She was visiting Tanzania. I said, can you please invoice me some money so when you go to Tanzania, you can take my team member a gift on my behalf? That excites me. So I could go on all day about this, but I think the key is my team knows, even though you're just contractors, as it were, and you have a few of the clients, I want to be your best vendor. I want when the phone rings, let's say I was working for you, Ramona, out of
Mhm.
the 3 people I have, when Ramona calls me, yes, ma'am, I'm gonna answer you first because I know that you care about me. Does that make sense what I'm trying to say?
It does. It makes sense. I love it. I want to be a contractor now.
Oh, you made my day. Thank
You
you.
convinced me.
Yes. And that's how I like what you said, that I'm on, you know what, I'm almost getting ready to cry because
Hmm.
that's exactly what I want to convey. We're human. And I think we're all selfish in a good way. I need to get paid and make money. You need to get paid and make money, however. So if we can, you know what I mean? It's kind of like feeding each other. This is how life goes on. Besides family in business, let's face it. So, anyways, I can go on like this, but thank you for saying that. But I do, each of my contractors, as it were, many have been with me for 5 years or longer, because to me, at the height, it is a relationship. And I must say, even one more thing I'll say about contractors. We're talking about growing your solo business and scaling, to your point, because I can't afford, like a larger company, right? I can't afford to have 50,000 people, 10,000 people. Oh, it doesn't matter. No, no, no. Each one matters. So to that point as well, is that I want them to know I have a vested interest in you, that you're important to me. So that's important.
And I have been following you on social media, and I can tell like you're genuine and you seem to care a lot. When I texted you on via LinkedIn, you responded so quickly and you're so attentive. So I know that you care and that comes across. And you might not remember this, or you might not have put two and two together, but my sister Irma Cedeño was interviewed by you for Smart Hustle. Yes, maybe over a year ago, and
Small
I
world.
we talked about the process at the time. So
Nice.
your reputation is pretty
Thank you.
good.
Thank you. And I must say, your name again. I memorize things differently, but also, when you have so many inbound requests, I follow you online. I see your work as well. So Ramona Sedano, I, I didn't even finish reading it. It was a yes. It was just figuring out when and how we can do it. For all I know, she could have said, "Could you come and help me sweep up vomit?" Yes, no problem. Could you come and wash my car? Yes, no. Well, that I would. We'll see about that one, but
And,
yes,
I'm pretty honored because for you have been in very big places. You have been to the
thank you.
White House. I
I have.
read. I was like, that's impressive. I love to hear all the stories, but I kind of want to keep it focused on the audience right
Good.
now.
Yes, yes.
But you can share whatever you think
No, it's good.
you
We can
want
do
to.
another session. We'll do one, how to get into the White House, and we can charge people $4.99 for that or something. We'll see. The
I know,
Ramona and
right?
Sedana course, Ramona
Who,
and Ramon course.
who keeps the money?
We'll split it.
Very good. So maybe you can use one of your clients as a case study and tell us what is the biggest challenge that you see small business owners and solopreneurs in particular experiencing as they grow their businesses.
Yeah, I think, listen, there's two kinds of challenges, I think. There are the transactional challenges of business, the market conditions. If customers want to buy, you can be as cute as you want, charge a premium, go niche, all those things. Okay, that's important to do. But there are serious market conditions. You can be the best business person, but COVID made everybody equal. That's just it. So there's the transactional problems, market conditions, hiring people, things that are beyond your control. But I think the biggest problem is, I'll go back to what I hinted before, Ramona, and that is mindset. Because you have two different people, both get punched metaphorically dead in the face. One gets back up again. Then they get punched again. Both get punched dead in the face again. One stays down and says, I can't, it's too much. And one gets the heck back up. So that's why I say, Ramona, it's the mindset, because we've all been dealt blows. Somebody's had daddy issues. Somebody had mommy issues. Somebody immigrated here. Somebody didn't have what they wanted. Somebody got abused. Somebody failed law. Come on, come on. We all have some degree of horror stories, all of us. I had a kid when I was 16. You had a kid when you were 30. You don't have no kids. We got everybody got issues, right? Those listening will understand what I'm saying. Life is life. So don't pull anything on me. When we no, Ramon, you don't understand, Ramon. We were growing up, we had no food. Well, Johnny got abused 25 times. So come on now. And I don't want to take the show that way. We can be positive again. But what I'm trying to say is that that's why mindset. Because two people, same circumstance, one just said, I will rise. I will get back up. Or as Marie Forleo talks about in her book, I have so many books on my bookshelf, right? She says, everything is figure outable. That's the difference. Who will figure it out?
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to talk so long, but you could see you got me. You asked me a hot question there.
You can talk as much as you want here. I love it. No, no, no. I'm a talker too, so I love that. Not that you're a talker. I didn't mean to say
I
that.
get you. I get you. I'm tracking with you. I get you.
um, it's interesting that you say that because every now and then I wake up or something is going on during the day and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so hard. But
Yes.
this is going to pass. In a few days, I'll be happy again that I'm here and that I can do this. So I totally get you. It takes that mindset to say, this is just part of the business. It's part of being a business owner and I can do better and I can get out of this and continue to hustle smartly, hustle.
Yeah. I've heard that word from somewhere.
Not just I know, right? Not just I love the how creative was that. Oh my gosh, I love the name of the magazine.
Thank you.
I love it. So just like right now, we are in this second year of this pandemic, and so some industries are doing much better than others, and some are just still struggling a little bit. And I don't know if you specified, if your service is specified in an industry, but would you recommend to a business owner to start a business in something that not just that they're passionate about, but something that they know has a good chance of success given the industry?
Yeah. I think here's how I would answer that is that For those, and I know we're not talking about side hustles per se, but we're a cousin to it. I'm sure some of your audience may be full-time job seekers. Those who are looking for a side hustle, looking to make some extra money. My friend Shane Sams has a book called Flipped Lifestyle, and he talks about, can you get 100 people to pay you $50 a month? It's easier said than done, but that's one way to side hustle. We all have expertise. I'll take Ramona as an example with her beautiful hair. There's whole blogs and IGs, as you know, Ramona. I have two ladies in my house, all about hair. And I bet there's 1,000 videos about straight hair, curly hair. What I'm trying to get at is that if you're an expert in hair braiding or whatever it is, I bet you could put together a little channel and get some ladies, especially, right, to pay you on whatever. If you get where I'm trying to go, meaning
Mhm.
maybe your expertise is fashion or clothing. Yeah, there's a lot out there, but I bet there's somebody who needs it said your way. So that's how to get the extra income. My point being is, what's the expertise you have in your brain? How can you build something online and monetize it? And then I think regarding the industry, sure, travel is a very tough industry right now. But I think of my friend whose name is Carmen. Carmen Sanyovi's her name. She's a travel blogger. I think it's called Flight Family or something, with her family. Two beautiful girls and her husband. They travel all over. And much of her money comes through sponsored ads on Instagram. So you'd think travel was dead. She's making a nice much of money traveling. If that's helpful to answer that question.
Yes, no, it does. And I want to talk about numbers. You told me not to talk about economics. You didn't
Let's
say
do
that,
it.
right?
I did say that. We'll see where it goes.
I know, right? You mentioned pricing before. I think it was you were just saying it in passing, but um, how how important is for business owners to be masters at pricing their services? I think I know the answer, but I want to them to hear your perspective
You're the
as a
finance lady.
yes.
Yeah, here's a few things. I think that I'm a good example, Ramona, is that finance and numbers and math and all these things, no joke, they're not my skill set. Really not mine. If I talk long enough, I'll cry because it's a tender area for me, meaning as a child struggling on the chalkboard and not knowing, even struggling with math and numbers and equations and all these things. Not no trauma. You didn't open up something like, oh my God, Ramon. No, not that. But the point I'm trying to make is I'd had to learn. My accountant, my bookkeeper, going to New York Public Library, learning some finances, probably learning, for people like Ramona, right? All kind of things we can get at about numbers and finances. So my point is, know your numbers. Know the profit drivers of your business. Know what profitability means. Know what a balance sheet is. Look at your numbers on a weekly basis to know what's being profitable. Know what you should have higher prices in. Know that you're selling, a pen, and are you losing money on each pen that's being sold because your prices are not high enough? And one thing I'll leave people with, excuse me, we all want to change the world. We all want to change the world. Poor people can't change the world. Now stop. Ramona, I can hear your audience already. Mother Teresa did. Few of us are Mother Teresa. So stop that nonsense. You get what I mean. Having some fun. But my point is, only when we have a roof over our head, when we can feed our own kids, when we're driving a decent car, and we're well-being, like the proverbial airbag on the airplane, only when we're whole, now Ramon can say, now let me donate money here. Let me help people in another country. Let me help my family. Let me donate $1,000 or 10,000 or 20,000. So that's how I see it. We have to know money. We have to know finances to a bit. But if we don't know it, there's other people we can rely on who can fill in the gaps that we don't know.
And I did pay Ramon to say that because I don't want to be the only one saying that. That's the real reason I have him here today. I knew he was going to say that.
Work
No,
with Ramona. Ramona is absolutely one of the best ninjas you can work with.
you heard it. Thank you. No, I think I totally agree. I always advise my clients to think about the profits, right?
Yeah.
We're in business to make money. And yes, once you have made a ton of it, you can, do whatever you want with it, give it and share it, and along the way you can do that. But we don't feel guilty about wanting profits, and don't feel guilty about paying yourself what you deserve to be paid.
That's right.
And the rest will just work out. So I totally agree with you. Or you don't have to apologize. I don't apologize for saying money is great. Like, why not? It has saved so many people, right?
And and,
Um,
and I find, Ramona, and you probably know this better than me, especially depending on how I say to the general sense, grew up as children. I know that's a big issue for some people. I grew up in a very faith-based and church and et cetera. And it's my understanding, not necessarily my church, but that's a soft issue. God don't want us to love money, young man. Poverty is the way to heaven. I get the principle they're making. The love of money is the root of all evil, all these things that we heard and stuff. I get the principle. But the other hand of that is that money is important. So you don't have to love it. You don't have to be money grubbing capitalist and hate people, but it's wealth building so you can serve and help others. So I didn't mean to preach on that, but that's how I see it.
I know, no, that's totally on point. So, as we talk about how to scale a business of any size, um, what are three systems or three applications that you think any business owner cannot live without?
Ooh, that's like asking me to name my favorite ice cream. Wow. Three applications a business owner cannot live
Let's,
without.
let's, let's start with the ice cream. What is your favorite ice
Okay,
cream?
since you asked, Ramon, I'm gonna teach you and the audience something here.
Yes.
There is nothing. See, I'm getting ready to cry speaking about it. There is nothing better than Mrs. Smith's apple pie in the oven at 400 degrees for 57 minutes. You take it out of the oven and you leave it on your stove for 17 minutes so it cools down just enough. Then you take a pint of Haagen Dazs ice cream, strawberry, and you put that on top of the hot apple pie, and you sit back with your boo and a Netflix movie, and that's it. Done.
That's it. I just want ice cream and apple pie and warm it up and do whatever you said there that I need to do with it.
And but to the question of favorite apps, listen, clearly we all need a Chrome browser. That's for sure. And without naming names, I can if you want. But three things I would say: get a great financial software package. And there's the most popular one that is used by 90% of us. That's a great one. I think you really have to have that, but not just have it, know how to use it and how to maximize it. That's one. Two, I think CRM is great. CRM is a big word that simply means small business marketing software. So you can follow up, follow up, follow up. And that's a real thing that many small businesses don't do, Ramona. They don't follow up enough. I use Keep. Those who want a link to Keep, you can just DM me on Instagram, the word Keep, Keap, and I can send information on that to you. But there's small business marketing software. And I think three, good task management software. There's so many out there you could use. I use Asana. There's Trello. So many other good ones you can use. And I think that those are three things I would say is task management, CRM, fancy acronym for, it's small business marketing software, and then your financial. And by the way, I just want to go back to something. We talked about mindset quite a bit. Anybody who wants to DM me on Instagram, the word mindset, I have some information, like a few bullet points I can send on that. But back to the applications, we said apple pie, strawberry ice cream, financial software, task management, and something else.
A spoon.
Yes, a
There's
spoon.
no spoon to it. No, I love them. And we love QuickBooks. Some clients use Zero, and Wave is free for those who want to do their own bookkeeping. CRM, we love Hotspot. It's a little pricey, but I like your suggestion of Keep. Is that what you said? Keep? I'm going to check that one out. And
KEAP.
yes, and for task management, we internally use Teams but from Microsoft, but a lot of our clients use Asana, Monday, and there are a few others. So I love the suggestions of focusing on those three systems. And if you have employees, we suggest having a payroll company, of course. Contractors, you would use some type of system to pay them all through the same method. So it's easier for you to prepare your 1099s at the end of the year, which are due in a week, by the way. Yes, January 31st. Don't forget, you have 5 to create.
That's why I'm not into finance, because in marketing, we don't have deadlines or numbers. We don't have to deal with what's that organization? IR.
Yeah, I don't know.
I forgot some name. Internal Revenue something. I'm forgetting the name. Something. IR something.
I know. And the state and the cities. Yes, there is a lot. Ramon, it has been a pleasure having you here. I hope we can do this again. And I mean, we can talk about marketing next time. We can talk about so many things. And you can we can have a just a fun conversation for 30
Ramona
minutes,
and
right?
Ramon show, R2 show.
Yes, I know. I appreciate so much you being here. I hope if you send me your links that you want to share, and let's remind the audience how to connect with you, how to follow you, and how to request those bullet points for mindset. So go ahead and share that information with us.
Yeah, sure. Two things. The best way to reach me, smarthustle.com, smarthustle.com, great website for information. And then, of course, people who want to get to know me better, ramonray.com, ramonray.com. And I'll just repeat the things I said. If you want to direct message me on Instagram, keep, KEAP, about the CRM software I use, or mindset. That'll you'll get some really key information about mindset. So, but Ramona, you're an amazing interviewer. Thank you and your team. You know the people I'm talking about behind the scenes there. Thank you and your team for all the help they do and all that you do for small businesses. And thank you to those who are helping us online with amazing comments as well.
Yes, and we were talking about how to scale your business of any size, and Ramon was amazing. We have a few comments on the chat, and you have some cheerleaders here. Someone said, "Yeah, Ramon, one of the most passionate and genuine individuals I know in business. Enjoying this discussion. Thank you." That was
Thank
someone
you.
from LinkedIn, and you might be able to see who that was when we repost the recording.
And I think
And
in the background, the team said that was Marlon Samuel. So kudos to
oh,
him for
great.
being.
Yes. And Doria shared the link to your magazine. Thank
Oh,
you, Doria
thank
Lavanino.
you,
He's
Doria.
probably from Sensei.
Thank
Thank
you
you
so
for
much.
listening. Thank you, Ramon, again. Thank you, everyone. And we'll see you in 2 weeks. We having great company on the second and fourth Tuesday of every month. And I'm looking forward to the next 11 months of shows. Thank you. Bye bye.